Welcome back to another Sick Podcast. It's been a little minute. Sorry, Clyde took a vacation, but I'm here to talk the Colts with my boys tonight. So tonight's episode is entitled OTAs and Better Days. Sammy, go ahead and bang that, please.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to the Sick Podcast. And Bill Show.
Intercepted! Marlon Jackson! Marlon's got it! We're going to the Super Bowl! We're going to the Super Bowl! Marlon Jackson with the interception! He picked off Tom Brady!
The sickest Indianapolis Colts podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Love the sound, boys. We're back. Come on in. So it's been a minute since Clyde has been here. I've been getting roasted about taking vacations and living my life, but that's fine. This is what I do. But it's good to see you boys. You two have been busy. Yes.
Absolutely.
Tell everybody what you guys been doing. Autographs left and right, baseball games.
Drinking a lot of beer.
Okay.
If you hang out with Acosta, you're going to drink a lot of beer.
Okay. Drinking a lot of beer. All right. Well, what have you guys been doing productive for the Sick Podcast Amble Show? Tell us that.
Go ahead, Big P.
Well, our first event was Colts at Bat down in Louisville with the Louisville Bats, where we ran into our old friend Zaire Franklin.
Nice.
Got him to sign a couple extra schedules for the year. So we're giving them away for anybody that follows our YouTube page. We'll have a drawing July 1st for those 4 winners. Before that, we had the Hall of Fans with Grover Stewart.
Okay.
We did that. And then last Thursday was the Indianapolis Indians Colts at Bat, and Big Q was there.
Nice. Okay. Busy meeting Colts players. First, let me say this, though. I love my Colts organization. It is an honor to be a season ticket holder. But I'll say this. I don't know what kind of, excuse my language, shit show went on this morning for the Frankfurt tickets, but it was absolutely anarchy. And chaos ensued, and I did not get to secure tickets with my code, and I'm not fucking happy.
Oh, no.
So shout out to our guy, Sam, in the UK. He was able to secure 2, and there's another attempt to try to get some in July so that Thomas and I can go out there. But, dude, as soon as they fucking sold for retail prices, have you seen the resale prices?
Like
sure it's
$3,000 or something, ain't it?
Oh my God. The tickets that Sam secured, which are very solid end zone seats, were like $190 US. And those tickets resell at like $3,500. I do not like resellers when it comes to the shoe game, when it comes to tickets. They are full of crap. So this morning,
I'm the same way with whiskey.
bro, I was not happy. I was absolutely furious, bro. I'm trying to like secure tickets. Ticketmaster telling me, hold on, it's not your turn, and all the BS. All the tickets gone instantly, like immediately. And I'm like, there's no way this many season ticket holders from Indianapolis are flying over there. Like, I can't even sell my tickets for damn near fucking, ticket price. You know what I'm saying?
Half off.
Yeah, because they want to be cheap, but all of a sudden they going to Frankfurt, Germany. Yeah, right. Omaha, all these assholes. Okay, you know what?
The whole Acosta, this is a first on the Anvil Show. The entire fucking world got an Omaha.
Damn right. Damn right. Like, we're fans, bro, and we're really trying to be there, and the way we get treated. That's horseshit.
He said, fuck the free world.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? B rabbit, B. All right, man. let's get into OTAs and better days.
Oh, I need better friends. I'm telling you what.
All right, man. So here we go. We're gonna jump into our topics, man. And first, let us apologize to everyone because it's the off season, right? And trying to get material, it's like trying to find gold, right? Like unless something crazy happens, which by the way, it did in the indie organization a couple weeks back. We will get to that here shortly, but we'll start with the news that is the players are back, right? And the players are being active and they're going through. Initially, it was OTAs, but now this week starts the 3-day mini camp. So there was 10 total sessions, I believe, for the Colts. And we got to hit the highlights first. The pass heard round the world. The 5-yard right in the breadbasket hit a tiny square pass from Anthony Richardson after doing a footwork drill was probably the most exciting thing since Reggie Wayne caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Right? It's like,
Probably.
oh, my goodness. And then everything that was coming out of camp is, hey, Anthony Richardson is impressing. He's way above, I guess the timetable that people gave him with his development. He's not far off from being a starter, you name it. And though things are very tight-lipped, I've tried to watch some of the reports after practice, and they don't say much. And we know Shane Steichen, early on, he's not going to give away much. I mean, he's not quite Bill Belichick, but he ain't giving you much. And so really all we can kind of go off of speculation. Every now and then the few reporters that got to be in, they would say a highlight or two. But really no one has been really let behind the scenes when it comes to that. So all I can say with the speculation so far, how do you guys feel about what you've heard with Anthony Richardson? We also have to tackle the fact that key players that are injured have not participated. So no Michael Pittman Jr., no JT, no Shaq Leonard, of course. A couple other big names haven't been out there as well. But what do y'all think so far from just the rumor mill of OTAs?
Downs is still, or no, Juju Brent's still dealing with their wrist surgery.
Yep.
Ogletree still not dressing because that Twyquan Lewis. God, who else? And there's somebody else key I'm missing.
Jelani Woods.
Yeah, Jelani Woods wasn't in there for. I don't know if he's in there now, but I know he wasn't in there initially.
But what I was hearing from especially like most of our stars like Pittman, Jelani, and except for like Ogletree and JT still, and they're mostly in rehab. But Pittman and like Jelani, like they're minor injuries, like something that they don't need to really use OTAs for. So it's just like, just sit out, you're good, So that's from my understanding. So there's no reason for them to practice; they don't have to.
And I would commend our guys for actually being there. I mean, the OTAs are not mandatory, but they showed up. Now, minicamp, the 3-day minicamp is mandatory. Heard around the league, some guys, Stephon Diggs, a lot was made of that today, him not being there. So at least we're not dealing with that situation. But until we can actually get a lot of eyes, a lot of video, a lot of things that are actually going on, I mean, like, they're calling it right now, like basically every day Gardner Minshew is pushing the first team offense. But what is the first team offense, right? Like none of those guys are really starters that are in the main like position cores for receivers and running backs. But they're splitting time, and it usually seems as if, Anthony Richardson's getting at least the same amount of reps. Sometimes he's getting a little bit more. But I think right now this is all just hype train, right? Like there's nothing to talk about. So anything we hear, any pass we see is super exciting. But I hear today it was a terrible passing day. I read that right before we jumped on. It was
I was just pulling up Stephen Holder's Twitter. He said Anthony Richardson went for, what was it? Where the hell is it? 4 for 7 on 11 on 11, and Minshew went 0 for 4 on 11 on 11s.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ask me, this is good news.
Mm-hmm.
This is good news. This is right where we need everybody to be, because nobody comes into these mini camps. Nobody goes into OTAs ready to play the first game.
Right.
So to me, I'm looking at this thinking, perfect. This is exactly where they're supposed to be.
Yeah. And I can agree to that, because I honestly think that one thing we don't want to do, because we have fell into this trap now. over the last, I'll say 4 seasons. So basically ever since, Andrew Luck retired, each year we've had a veteran quarterback. We had Jacoby. Oh shit! We had, of course, Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz, and we've seen this stuff probably more so toward training camp when we're actually going out there and seeing it with our own eyes. But man, how many times have we looked at each other like, man, these dudes look great, and then the season kicks off and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I guess this is a bit of a reality check, meaning I want this to be kind of a process, right? Like, I mean, come on, Gardner Minshew and Anthony Richardson, I'm not BSing you. Just hearing the 2 names as the quarterback and the backup are not really putting fear into anyone, especially a rookie that doesn't have a lot of tape, doesn't have a lot of playing time, blah, blah, blah. And in Gardner Minshew, solid backup, but solid backup. So ultimately, right now, anything they do, we're going to get excited as fans. But as people who have watched this team, I think we need to take a step back. Let's just let it happen, right? There's going to be good days and bad days.
Well, you got to. You got to. It's a process. Building a championship team is 100% a process. Skip a step, and you're not going to get up the mountain.
Right.
So as fans, that's the toughest thing for us to do is to step back and let the process take place. Because we're so geared up, we're so fired up, we're so ready. Especially after having a few not so speakable seasons.
What?
You know what I mean? And now we got a nice new shiny quarterback. We getting our defense is getting stronger. Our offense, some holes are being plugged. As fans, we're seeing this. We're seeing it being built right in front of our eyes, and we're ready to go. But we have to remember it's a process, and these processes take time. So as fans, we got to step back, like you said, Clyde, and just kind of let the process take its course.
And segueing off of that, I want everybody to understand that mistakes that Anthony Richardson's going to make during OTAs and minicamp and in training camp is a good thing. I can't stress that enough. This kid needs to learn from the mistakes and learn from them quickly because this is the NFL. The NFL, it has, you almost have to be borderline perfect. They expect perfection from you. Your best has to be perfection in a lot of ways. So I want to stress to everybody that mistakes are a good thing for him so he can learn from them. And that's what he's doing. And that's what he's showing. That's the promise that he's showing. Not necessarily his talent. We all know the boy has talent, right? So we need to just be patient with him and let him learn from his mistakes and not to judge his mistakes right off the bat, especially going into minicamp, training camp, and the preseason.
I agree. And I one thing I also wanted to say with Anthony Richardson, I feel like as fans, I mean, we could probably look around the NFL and pick a number of different quarterbacks nowadays and say, hey, prototypical quarterback not prototypical, but the quarterback that we most compare Anthony Richardson to is, you name it, Jalen Hurts, Pat Mahomes, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the truth of the matter is we got to see for ourselves what this kid actually can do, right? And so I think that's the unveiling that everybody's anticipating. And so hearing something like, oh, it was a bad passing day, immediately you go back to what's already known. Oh, well, he wasn't that accurate at Florida. And then, a sour feeling about the whole thing can start to get in your mind. But nobody, and I'm saying this loosely, nobody expected Jalen, I can't think of his name. Jalen Hurts. But nobody expected Jalen Hurts to, progress as fast as he did. And let me not, put it, or please don't forget. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't let me forget that when most people heard Pat Mahomes' name, right? He was a chance taker, a turnover machine. He made terrible freaking plays. Decisions that were overlooked by great plays when he's at Texas Tech. Hence him falling to where he did. Now, Kansas City took a chance on him because, the arm talent was just incredible. But ultimately coming out, like, he was not a surefire, like, oh, my God, this dude is going to take you to, 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. Like, yeah, right. Like, no. So we don't know what we're going to get. And he didn't start right away. Alex Smith was still there, I believe. Yeah. So,
yes,
we have to. Alex Smith had to get hurt for him to get his shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then another good example is, the argument of the greatest quarterback of all time, Peyton Manning. His rookie season, he still holds the record for most interceptions in his rookie season.
Yeah, that's psycho.
So, I mean, the game is patience here. Like I said, mistakes are a good thing.
I'll say this too. Andrew Luck was not all that accurate early on. Andrew Luck made amazing plays and amazing comebacks, but you look at some of Andrew Luck's numbers, bro. Holy shit. Like, they had big yardage, but the completion percentage, 52%.
Gun definition of a gunslinger,
3%. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Three interceptions, 2 TDs in the win. Like, we forget about the 3 interceptions. You know what I mean? Like, it was some shit that was going on early on, man. But
we won. So we did forget about those interceptions because we won.
Yeah, but that was what was so cool about him, is because his memory was about as long as Pat's hair.
Acosta, is he talking about the hair on my ass or what?
He got just take it, dude. He got you.
There's nothing I can do but take that one.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, he would come out and make the worst pass ever, slap his hands together, they would run off the field and then come back in and win the game. So was something that will always make Andrew look great in my mind. And hopefully Anthony Richardson can follow suit, because he's going to make mistakes. We have to come into it knowing that this is a 53% passer in college with 1 year starting and not that much experience. So yes, turnovers are going to happen, but what are you going to do when they happen? Right? Do you just shut down and the rest of the game is, a shit show? Or do you shake it, come right back when it's the game? You know what I mean? So,
and to allude on what Costa was saying, now is the time to make mistakes. OTAs, minicamp, training camp, preseason. Now is the exact time you want these guys to make mistakes so they can be corrected.
Because you know what else is a factor? Going back to what we said, think about who's not out there. The Michael Pittmans, the Jonathan Taylors, maybe the Ogletrees, maybe the Jelani Wood. So what he's doing, like I said, they got a makeshift first team, but he's been starting with the second team. He's working on his game with players that, in all honesty, probably won't be his main playmakers. So ultimately right now, let's work some kinks out. Let's work on timing. Let's get the footwork together. But your mistakes may be overcompensated by great talent once the season starts. You know what I mean? Because look who you're going to have around you. So, yes, let's work on you individually now, which is what a lot of this is. Then the team concept, will come heavily in training camp. That's when we'll actually put it together.
The other thing is, too, people need to understand OTAs is not the tryout period for number 1 spots either. OTAs is just, like you said, shaking off the cobwebs, getting the rust off, seeing where you stand, correcting the mistakes. Training camp, on the other hand, especially toward the end, that's when everything starts getting competitive. Yep. Richardson and Gardner right now are not competing for a starting position right now. People need to understand that. So what they hear is they're rotating positions. Oh, Gardner took most of the snaps. AR took most of these snaps. Like, that doesn't mean nothing. It's just reps right now.
Yep.
That's key. And then other news, switching from Anthony Richardson, did you guys see the tape, or the clip, I should say, very short, the clip of Shaquille moving around a few weeks ago? Did you guys check that one out?
I did not see that one.
I did not see that one.
I mean, it's hard to – so here's the thing. It's hard to look at a guy that really played a handful of plays last year, right? And knowing that he's coming from, calf and back surgery, injury, whatever, not being able to fire in his legs, and remembering what he was in 2018, right? Two different things. And ultimately, he's gotten a little bigger, right? He was playing a lot smaller, a lot slimmer in his early years, but he's put on a little weight. So, and I mean, he's going into year 6. So you kind of, so I think when you're looking at him moving around, like, oh, he's not, because I was reading some of the Twitter stuff, like, oh, he looks slow. He doesn't look like he has explosiveness. Well, he's also not, 22 or whatever it was when he came into the league. Like, he's older.
Bro, he had back surgery.
20 years old or whatever. So I think now it's more so like he's going to have that whole like Ray Lewis type progression in his career. Like, Ray Lewis remained great till he retired, but Ray Lewis was not moving like Ray Lewis in '96 when he was drafted in 2012 or whenever his last season. So we got to kind of put that in perspective. But as long as the guy still has instincts and the guy can still be in the right place, I think we'll be fine. You know what I mean? So
another player too. I mean, speaking of that, like, so I don't know if a lot of people have heard. I don't know if you all heard or not, but Julian Blackmon got moved to strong safety.
Yes, that is big.
And a cool thing about that is they were saying, I was reading and listening to a couple things and saying that he has gained some weight as well. He went from 187 last year to 202.
Yeah, that's 15 pounds, So
yeah, so he's gained some mass to him.
And he's 6'1"ish. And I think you have to kind of think about it, right? So, of course, we're in this 4-3, cover 3 type defense. But what this does is it allows him to remain on the field. I think there's a lot of playmakers that are going to be at the free safety spot. From Nick Cross when he finally kind of gets his chance. We've seen what Rodney did last year. And so you kind of have to utilize your players in the best ways you can. And I think Julian Blackmon gives them more of a run stopping type capability.
Absolutely.
And it lets the other guys run. Because let's remember this. I think it was his second year, because this is year 4. Remember when headed like one-on-one against Derrick Henry, took him right out.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Him right out. Yep. And I was like, yo, Derrick Henry's a monster. And Julian Blackmon's sitting at, let's call it 187 pounds, just took down this machine that's 260. Whatever hell Derrick Henry is, 6'4", 260 or whatever the hell he runs around at. I'm like, that's pretty solid. So, yeah, we want surefire playmakers that are sure tacklers back there, and that's solid, and I'm okay with that. We got to see how it plays out, but he's much younger than Rodney was last year, so he's looking for a second contract. No time like the present, right? So let's see what that's about. But between
not
Rodney
to mention
they
really, sorry,
no, good. I'm just saying, but between Rodney and Nick Cross, I think we should be good back there at free safety. So, but no, go ahead, man. My bad.
No, I was just going to say another thing they really applaud him on too, in the podcast I was listening to, his official Colts podcast, was his communication is key at the strong safety position. Like, he's a good communicator.
Yep.
So, like, he's going to be good at screaming out reads and stuff like that. So they're saying he's going to fit in really well. So I'm excited to see him play at the strong safety position.
Yeah, I'm excited too, man. So, really, that's kind of the latest from OTAs. I mean, like I said, not a lot has been let out. I think even Shane said early on when they were just having the voluntary workouts that, hey, this is a time of year where a lot of things are kept tight-lipped. So until we get more, we kind of just, have to speculate. But let's transition, okay, into some more unlikely, like off the radar type Colts shit that we usually don't get into. And this is kind of saddening for me because I am
very sad.
I am a huge fan of Isaiah Rodgers. And to hear that right now he's being investigated heavily for betting on games that included the team and putting multiple bets out there of different, values, and just to bring that type of negative light to our team. It's not something that we normally see, right? Like, I mean, that's normally not what we partake in, but this was a shocker, right? I almost thought somebody was, pulling my leg a little bit. Like, okay, that can't be real. And then it was real. So OTAs and better days. So I say that to say, like, holy shit, like, he was a solid player for the team. I actually felt like he had a chance to start this year, cornerback, especially with all the change. And now he's probably not even going to be allowed to play this year at all, which will probably seal his fate in Indy. Because if we talk about character guys, and that's something that Chris, states heavily, this just screws that up. And the dude is a hell of a player. He's a hell of a
absolutely.
So how do we feel about this, guys? I mean, it's pretty obvious, but I'll let you speak on it.
Okay, Costa.
Man, it's a major hit. It really is a major hit, especially, being the talent that he is. I can't stress to people enough. Like, these guys are human beings. They're young. They're very young. And even though it was miniature bets, he's making anywhere from $10 to $50 bets. I mean, from what I've heard. And it's hard to hear, but I mean, people make mistakes, and sometimes those things are, career-ending mistakes. And I hate to hear it about him. We've got to talk to him a couple of times. He's a great man. He's a great dude. And just seeing someone like him make the mistake that he did is heartbreaking. It really is. I mean, somewhere down the line, he had an influence somewhere that probably drove him to that, and I really hate that for him. It's gonna be hard not seeing him in Indy this year. And hopefully they can work some stuff out where he can stay in Indy. But the way the characteristics are of the horseshoe, he probably won't be around. So I just wish him the best of luck. Prayers are with him, and I hope all for the best for him. I really do.
Yeah, people make mistakes. We got to remember that. But at the same token, like, what is the severity of the mistake? And I'm not trying to compare this to like Pete Rose, but I mean, that dude ain't even. He'll never get to the Hall of Fame now. I think he's past his window, right? Shit like that.
It's getting close if it isn't.
Yeah. So with that said, I mean, I don't want to take it that far, right? But I'm saying, like, you can see if the league, who is messing with their mic? Who's getting to Omaha right now?
Omaha!
Is that you, Acosta?
No, not me.
It probably was Pat. Stop touching your damn mic.
I got a new mic stand.
I don't care what you got. Stop touching it.
I can touch it. My mic won't move.
No, we're not.
This mic stand weighs 37 pounds. It ain't doing nothing.
Oh my god!
But here's my answer. Acosta, put your glass back down. See if it does it. Put your glass down. Oh, there it was. There it was. Told you.
That's you. Leave your cup alone. Watch him put it down now on purpose.
Boom!
You know what? We're trying to run a show here, man. You know what?
Hey, let me get my take on the Isaiah Rodgers Sr. thing. I agree with both of you guys 100%. But this is what I'll say. What the hell did the NFL expect? Since I don't know how many states have made it legal for mobile gambling, but since they did, and since Indiana has, they've put basically casinos in every freaking stadium. The NFL is shoving this gambling shit down our throats. What the hell did they expect? Now, I get it. It's against company policy. You can't do this. You can't do that. And you work for these organizations. That I absolutely get. But to kill a man's career, to cost him millions upon millions of dollars of something that you shoved down our throats is wrong. I'm sorry. I'm taking the side of the players on this. In my opinion, as long as he didn't bet for or against his own team,
but
he should. The reports are saying that he did, and until the whole thing is done, I'm not believing jack shit. But as long as that person isn't betting on or for his team, he should be able to bet on any game that he wants. Just like Jameis Winston got, 3-4 game suspension last year for betting on NCAA football. That's wrong. I'm sorry, NFL. Your rules on gaming are wrong. And it's costing people millions upon millions of dollars. And now, potentially, from what I'm hearing, it could cost this man his career. And like Costa said, he is a good man. You know, whenever we've approached him, he's taken time out. He's talked to us just normal. You know, he didn't put himself up on a pedestal. Hey, guys, what's going on? Oh, yeah, this is my wife. This is my brand new daughter. Da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? He's a normal guy.
I got you.
You know, so if the NFL doesn't want this, get it out of the stadiums. Get it out of the league, period. If not, if that's what you want, and you want that almighty dollar, keep it. I don't care. But pull back the reins on your players, because it's going to happen. It's going to keep happening.
It's almost similar to how, you know, the whole weed thing was, like boys getting suspended, you know, year after year, the Josh Gordons of the world, and now you can smoke marijuana. So
I thought you was going to say Ricky Williams on that one.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's taking it way back. I'm saying like Josh Gordon, bro, like holy hell, like that dude was missing years upon years getting suspended for drug policy. And like I said, now you can smoke weed. So
I mean, would another good example be like Ray Lewis and doing like the deer antler spray, even though it's technically not an illegal substance?
Forgot about the deer antler spray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I mean, I'm just saying, like it's made so accessible. And these guys, I mean, come on, man. Like, we see this fucking crazy shit. Somebody on FanDuel or DraftKings will parlay $72, right? And then that shit turns into 80 grand. Like, who's not gonna try that, right? Like, I mean, come on, if I can do it, like, why can't he do it? Now, again, when you're involved, because here's my thought. Here's my initial thought when I read it. And I was like, okay, well, if he's betting on his team, for or against his team, there are things that he can potentially, like, it's a stretch, but it's potentially you could make that outcome go one way or the other.
Fixing games. Yeah, fixing games.
Exactly. And then I'm like, okay, now that's a huge fucking thing, right? So that's kind of where my mind went originally. I was like, well, there's mistakes, yes, but that's a mistake that he'll have to live with. It's almost like, the NBA ref, Tim Donahue or whatever his name was. Like, he was fixing games as an NBA referee. Sure, you're sorry you made a huge mistake, but you'll never, ever get to come back to the profession after that. Come on, bro. You know what I mean? So, maybe we're going too far right, or too far left, using these examples. But I'm just saying, like, my mind went there, like, okay, well, perhaps, I mean, the Colts were terrible last year. And by no means was he the type of player that could make or break every game. But, I mean, if you go back and check a play, did he give up? Did he give up a play that he could have stopped? I mean, I don't fucking know, right? You know what I mean? Like, you just don't know.
Yeah.
And you start.
That's probably that's probably part of the investigation that they're doing too. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look at
the Mannings, the entire Manning family is pushing Bet MGM. You see it on every commercial that the TV plays now. Drew Brees pushing FanDuel. Kay Adams has got a FanDuel studio. I mean, and the list goes on. And they're in basketball too. I know Kevin Garnett's got tons of commercials.
Pat McAfee.
His whole shit is ran by FanDuel or DraftKings.
Well, not now. He got promoted to ESPN. So congratulations to Pat McAfee show for sure.
I think we already.
But
yeah, I think we did, didn't we? But yeah, that's what I'm saying though. When all this is out there, and if it's in front of our eyes, it's in front of their eyes.
True.
This shit's gonna happen. It's gonna keep happening, and they need to like the weed rule. They need to reel it back in because it's not all that bad.
Let's just hope it doesn't have legs, right? So let's hope that the investigation doesn't show that, okay, yeah, he was the one doing it the most, but there was that one week when two other Colts guys was like, oh, here's my $10. You know what I mean? Like, oh God, this thing gets so stupid, bro. I don't want to. Let me Omaha.
Yeah, and any Colts player out there, if you want to gamble in a game, give me the money. I'll put the bet in for you. I will protect
that shit.
I will protect this team, damn it, at all cost.
What in the hell is wrong with you? You just did some. You're promoting some mafia type shit, bro.
Yeah, damn right.
What in the hell? Oh my God, Pat!
In the honor of nefarious activity, let's give Jim Irsay a happy birthday class.
Happy birthday, boss man!
Hey, that offer goes to you too, boss. If you want to place a bet, give me your money. I'll put that in for you.
Jim Irsay, happy birthday, brother! I'll cheers to you.
Do not do the wrong things on your birthday, sir. We don't need no more smoke. All right.
No,
he's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. He can get away with anything.
Fuck no, he can't.
No, he can't.
I'm just kidding. News when he was driving an Oxyon. Just fuck, he was Isaac.
There was some booger sugar in there too. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, like $50K in the trunk. What the fuck was that? Oh shit! Okay, all right. And with that, welcome back, Amble Show. Take
the
us
team
out of
is back.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast and Bill Show on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.